Taylor Swift downs beer as she celebrates boyfriend's Super Bowl victory. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Taylor Swift's much-anticipated appearance at the Super Bowl was marked by her downing a beer and celebrating a dramatic victory for her boyfriend's team, the Kansas City Chiefs. The singer was repeatedly shown on the big screens of Las Vegas Allegiant Stadium, and the cameras caught her winning what appeared to be a beer-chugging contest, prompting cheers from the crowd. The 14-time Grammy winner cuddled with Blake Lively during Post Malone's performance of America the Beautiful after she flew halfway around the world to see her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, and his Chiefs teammates face off against the San Francisco 49ers. The Chiefs beat the 49ers 25-22 in overtime. Swift made it to the stadium after traveling across 9 time zones from the last of 4 shows at the Tokyo Dome in Japan, with self-proclaimed Swifties across the globe speculating about the potential strain on her schedule for weeks. The singer has been criticized for her use of private planes by climate activists and appears to have sold one of her 2 personal jets over a dispute with a student who had been tracking her flights. The 34-year-old and Kelce have been dating since around September 2023. She was later spotted at an after-party singing along to a remix of her 2008 hit You Belong With Me. Before kickoff, the Queen of Country, Reba McEntire sang the Star-Spangled Banner, while Andra Day gave a rousing rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing, a song that has become known as the Black National Anthem. Usher put on a halftime show marked by impressive choreography and several guest appearances. He performed a 13-minute set starting with Caught Up and moving on to other big hits, including You Don't Have to Call and Love in the Club. Alicia Keys joined him in front of a red piano resembling an abstract sculpture for her song If I Ain't Got You, which morphed into My Boo. Usher also brought out several other guests including her and Jermaine Dupri, with Lil Jon joining for Turn Down for What and Yeah, with Ludacris putting in a guest appearance. Adverts during the Super Bowl also saw Beyoncé tease a new album, with her ad for Verizon ending with the superstar saying, "They ready, drop the new music." Later, a cryptic Instagram video appeared on her page teasing Act 2, her previous album Renaissance is frequently referred to as Act 1, Renaissance, and she released 2 new country tracks. She was joined at the Super Bowl with her husband Jay-Z and their children Blue Ivy and Rumi. But they were not the only celebrities at the big game. Swift's long-standing nemesis Kanye West, as well as fellow musicians Lana Del Rey, Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga were in the stands. Post Malone performed at the game, while Swift and Paul McCartney were pictured speaking in her suite. Actors Paul Rudd and Jeff Goldblum, basketball star LeBron James and ex-boss Elon Musk were also at the hotly anticipated game. And Apple's Tim Cook and chef Gordon Ramsay were spotted in suites in the Las Vegas stadium. I faced down Taylor Swift's legal wrath, and one how a mouse might feel going up against Godzilla is, I imagine, how Jack Sweeney feels right now. Sweeney, a third-year college student at the University of Central Florida, received a cease and desist letter from pop star Taylor Swift's legal team in December. Sweeney came into the crosshairs of Swift's attorney because of his penchant for mining publicly available air traffic data and using it to track various celebrities' private jets, then posting that information on public social media accounts. Swift, evidently, did not like this trick. And now they have bad blood, to say the least. As someone who got the same treatment from Tay-Tay, Jack, welcome to the club, you're not alone. And Taylor's favored legal tactic, the cease and desist order, is a tired, hack tactic, not something to fear, typically. Back in 2017, Swift sent a legally farcical cease and desist letter to me, too, over a blog post I wrote. She, or her legal team, rather, backed down after being publicly shamed by numerous bloggers and magazines, and once the smoke cleared, I have to admit that it kind of helped my career as an attorney. Let me explain. Back in 2017, I was a year post-law school, waiting for bar results and unsure of where my pending license and career would take me. I'd written a short piece of criticism of Taylor's weird politics for a small blog, Popfront, I'd started with a few friends. Younger people might not remember this, but Taylor Swift used to be kind of apolitical. This seemed like a conscious PR strategy. Earlier in her career, she had more of a country flair to her, and likely did not want to alienate those right-leaning fans. I thought it was weird that so many alt-right types seemed to idolize her as an Aryan goddess, and equally weird that she didn't seem like she was doing anything to stop them. So I wrote a blog about it under the headline, "Swiftly to the Alt-Right. Taylor Swift subtly gets the lowercase, KKK, information, and then forgot all about it." Months later, when I received Taylor's letter via email, I honestly did not think it was real. I figured there was no way that I could have possibly ended up on Taylor Swift's radar. But somehow I did. Swift's attorneys were out there trying to shut down tiny blogs like mine with only a few thousand readers a month. But because of my law background, I knew that I had freedom of speech and thus had no reason to take down my blog article, and my first thought was to reach out to the American Civil Liberties Union, who agreed to represent me for free, and put out a sassy press release full of references to Swift's songs. Not in her wildest dreams can Ms. Swift use copyright law to suppress this exposure of a threat to constitutionally protected speech, ACLU attorney Matt Cagle wrote at the time. The media and the public loved it, and ate it up. The reason, I think, is that just about everyone identified with the David versus Goliath narrative. Well, everyone except the Goliaths. Interview requests pour in about the story, from CNN to Salon to Spin to Fox News, whom I turned down. I was hesitant to speak out at first, but I felt that commenting on the situation was part of fighting a greater injustice. When I got my first job as an associate, the partners at my firm were impressed that I had the guts to go up against one of the most famous and influential people in the world to stand up for free speech. Later, a constitutional law professor asked me to give a guest lecture for her class. I figured that the story would fade away, but online, it lingered. Likewise, other journalists and people in the entertainment industry reached out to me on Twitter with similar stories of receiving cease and desist letters, fearful of how it could change their lives or hurt their careers. After reading those stories, I felt even more strongly that the wealthy and powerful cannot get away with using lawyers to frighten and bully journalists. There was one positive outcome from the whole saga. After Swift was roundly condemned for sending me that frivolous letter, she did start proclaiming her political stances and urging people to vote. I can't see into Swift's mind and know for sure whether I was the catalyst, but her political apathy was one of the points that I raised in my article. Swift is one of the most followed people on social media with a huge voice, and, until recently, carbon footprint. She can and should use her platform to push for social change, particularly given that she is a role model for many children and teens. It is unfortunate that she had to be shamed into taking a political stance, and that when given the opportunity for accountability and reflection, she chooses to go on the offensive with her legal team. I am not sure if these are truly her calls, but it reflects poorly on her and confirms her enormous levels of entitlement and privilege. But back to Jack Sweeney. Admittedly, his situation is a little different from mine in that he's no stranger to pissing off celebrities with his jet tracking widgets. Previously, he infuriated Elon Musk by tracking his private jet as he zipped around the world. Musk then suspended him from X for that offense, and a new book suggests it may have been the catalyst for him to buy Twitter. But Swift, unlike Musk, doesn't own any social media companies and cannot as easily hide someone else's social media posts. And finally, Sweeney should know that Swift has an odd penchant for writing songs about little details in her life, sometimes obscured through a few layers of analogy and metaphor. After being publicly harangued over her efforts to silence a mild-mannered blogger, Swift called her next album, Reputation. "My reputation's never been worse," she crooned on the single, Delicate. "I always wondered if the song, or the album, was maybe just a teensy bit about what happened with me or the ACLU. Okay, probably not, but it's something to laugh about, at least." And Sweeney might find himself asking the same question when there's a song on Tortured Poets Department about her private jet. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce get dating advice from Rob Gronkowski's longtime girlfriend, avoid the noise. Yahoo Entertainment Faridpour, cybersecurity jobs, apply now, salaries May. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce get dating advice from Rob Gronkowski's longtime girlfriend, avoid the noise. Lauren Overholtz Tuesday, February 13, 2024 at 3:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time plus 64 minutes read. Scroll back up to restore default view. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are getting advice from fellow NFL wags on how to navigate their high-profile relationship. Rob Gronkowski's longtime girlfriend, Camille Kostek, spoke out about the hardest part of dating someone in the public eye. Gronkowski retired from football in 2022 after playing as a tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New England Patriots. I would just say I think the toughest thing about being in a high-profile relationship is having to understand that you guys know each other best, your friends know you guys best, your families know you best, Kostek, a Sports Illustrated model, told Fox News Digital during Saturday's Sports Illustrated The Party event held at XS nightclub in Las Vegas ahead of Super Bowl 58. She added, and I think it's like silencing the noise of people trying to get at your character or at your relationship or trying to peg a timeline to your relationship and all of these things. That's been the hardest part. So, I would say my biggest advice is just ignore the noise, added Kostek, 31. You know who you are, be with your person and just find your peace. People are going to say what they're going to say. Kostek and Gronkowski have been together since 2015, and be a good support system to each other, Sports Illustrated model Nicole Williams English added. Nicole is married to former NFL defensive end Larry English. Larry began his career playing college ball at Northern Illinois before he was drafted by the then San Diego Chargers. He also played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The football star last took the field in 2014. Back in the day when he was playing and he didn't have a good game and people were tweeting, it would kind of get him down, she said. And as long as you're just there to build them up and be a good support system, be there when they need you, be a shoulder to lean on and just support and just root for each other, and I think that's important. Kristen Harper, who is engaged to Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff, opened up about riding the highs and lows that can come with the NFL season. The two met while Goff was playing for the Los Angeles Rams, the team with which he spent his first 5 seasons. The year they began dating, Goff and the Rams went to the Super Bowl in 2019. I think just riding those highs and lows and recognizing that this is such a special thing we get to do and be a part of, and it's not that serious, Harper told Fox News Digital. Football isn't everything. What's more important is life and the people that are in it. Swift and Kelce have a similar story. The couple debuted their relationship early in the Kansas City Chiefs season, with Swift first appearing at the September 24 game against the Chicago Bears. The global pop star would go on to watch Kelce's team make it to the Super Bowl and win. The Kansas City Chiefs won the game on February 11 after beginning the final play on the 13-yard line, notably Swift's lucky number. Kelce and the pop star were spotted sharing an intimate moment as friends and family joined the team on the field for the post-game speech. Kelce found his way to Swift in the large crowd, and the two shared a hug along with a kiss as the singer-songwriter placed her hands on the tight end's face. Super Bowl 2024, the 3 words Travis Kelce said to Taylor Swift before viral kiss. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's love story has dominated this football season and how. Las Vegas. Kansas City Chiefs football player Travis Kelce and Grammy Award-winning singer Taylor Swift gave fans who attended Super Bowl 58 plenty to cheer. The Kansas City Chief won a hard-fought battle over the San Francisco 49ers, but what took the spotlight was the triumphant romance between Travis and his girlfriend Taylor Swift, CNN reported. Taylor Swift was caught on camera standing on the field alongside Kelce's mother, Donna, waiting for the tight end to conclude post-game interviews following a nail-biting Super Bowl 58 victory over the San Francisco 49ers, 25-22. Travis Kelce, during his championship heyday, approached the 2 most important ladies in his life and removed his cap before kissing and embracing his mother. He swiftly turned to Taylor Swift, saying, "Come here, girl." The two embraced and kissed multiple times. It felt like karma was the guy on the Chiefs, a reference to one of Swift's most famous song lyrics. Swifties are losing it on social media, CNN described it. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's love story has dominated this football season as much, if not more, than the Chiefs' on-field performances. On the work front, Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour, Taylor's version, is all set to begin its Odd journey. The concert film will stream on the Odd platform Disney and will include 5 songs that were not available in the theatrical or digital versions. The newly expanded version of The Eras Tour will hit Disney worldwide on March 15, 2024. Except for the headline, this story has not been edited by NDTV staff and is published from a syndicated feed. Super Bowl 58 becomes second most watched TV event in U.S. history. Taylor Swift and a wild OT thriller made this year's Super Bowl the most watched, but it was well short most watched TV broadcast ever. An almost unfathomable 123.4 million Americans tuned into the Kansas City Chiefs' 25-22 win over the San Francisco 49ers to make it the most watched Super Bowl in history.
The overtime thriller, as well as the Taylor Swift effect, eclipsed the previous record broadcast audience of 115.1 meters viewers the previous year as the Chiefs became the ninth team to go back-to-back in the Super Bowl.
While officials would be cheering at NFL HQ over the numbers, even 8.3 million extra viewers couldn't knock off the most-watched broadcast in U.S. television history, the 1969 moon landing, which brought in an estimated 150 million viewers when the U.S. population was just over 200 million. With a current population of 331.9 million people, it means that more than 1 in 3 Americans tuned into the event, which is mind-bending considering the move away from terrestrial TV in recent years. In Australia, the interest was also strong, with Channel 7 reporting that 2.7 million Aussies tuned in across 7 and 7+, way up from the 1.68 meters of the year before. However, it's a long way short of the Matildas madness in 2023, with the Women's World Cup final reaching 11.15 meters viewers, which is the highest rating television program since 2001 when OzTAM records began to be kept. But 2.7 meters is nothing to sneeze at in Australia for America's biggest sport. Super Bowl is one of the world's greatest sporting spectacles, and while we think our American friends can take a leaf or two out of our AFL broadcasting playbook, 7's NFL coverage only keeps growing, smashing last year's already strong audience record across broadcast and digital, 7's head of network sport Lewis Martin said. Plenty of pundits have put the increased interest in the NFL this season, which has seen the sport have its best regular season viewership since 2015, the equal second-best season on record, on Swift's influence bringing in more female viewers. Consumer research firm Numerator ran a poll of 800 people after the match, reporting 20% of Super Bowl viewers were watching because of Swift. Extrapolated out to the full final number, it would mean more than 24 million tuned in for Swift. In fact, a Super Bowl commercial from Cetaphil covered just that, featuring a father and daughter bonding over Swift being a feature at NFL games. Swift and Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce's relationship has dominated headlines in 2023. And it went next level when Swift's return captivated many as she to the US from the Japanese leg of her historic Eras tour, and seemingly every move she made at the Super Bowl was shared to the world. However, the New York Post reported that Swift was shown for just 54 seconds on the CBS broadcast, according to analyst Jason Pauly, accounting for just 0.36% of the 4 hour and 8 minutes of game time. Swift's attendance at her boyfriend's games have also sparked some wild conspiracy theories, including that the pair are an artificial couple, brought together only as part of a nefarious U.S. Democratic Party psyop.
The pair were reportedly going to endorse current U.S. President Joe Biden at the game, however no endorsement has yet been given. But Biden himself triggered Americans after the match, posting a picture of Biden's alter ego Dark Brandon off his @JoeBiden account with a caption of, "Just like we drew it up."